Today's episode is brought to you by PTZ Optics. Disability upgrade. New Wave Toys and their Replicate Amusements products. And
Boom shakalaka! Hey everybody, it's Tim Kitzer here, the voice of some of your favorite video games like NBA Jam and NFL Blitz. And I'm here to talk to you about Old School Gamer Magazine. It's the magazine for retro gaming, and it's exploding. Kaboom! Print issues come out every other month, and if you want to go green, digital options are available. Visit oldschoolgamer.com and subscribe now. That's oldschoolgamer.com. Boom shakalaka! Kaboom!
On bang, audio is here. Hopefully, we know how you are with audio.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I
now?
can hear you. Can they hear me? Can everyone hear us? That's the big thing.
We do an audio check every time we start.
We do. Out of all the stuff going on, it's always audio. But I think we're okay. So we have people in the chat here. I'm just gonna wait and see if someone says we're good, and then we'll get on with the show because it is Friday.
Exactly.
A lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of stuff going on.
Thank goodness it's Friday, dude.
Absolutely.
I've had a week.
Either everyone is in shock. Yeah, maybe everyone's in shock that the audio is working because no one said anything. So, Boomstick, Mystery Encoder. Audio is actually good tonight. Mystery Encoder. All right.
All right. Yay.
Let's go through the list of people here tonight. Of course, we have Adam Caleb here. Of course, we have JLS Gaming. Always glad to see JLS here. Pliskin's Run, Andy's Game Room, Off Grid Arcade. Mobile Mutant is here as well. Darth Plaguein 66 is here. Goofyfoot. Always good to see Goofyfoot here. Saved by Zeros here. And Mystery Encoder is here, of course. Oh, people are popping in still. Marcus is here. Upkus is here. Greaser1. Bob Cunningham is here. I think everyone else here. Stephen M. I think we're caught up. I think we did pretty good, Stephen.
We're a little slow having people rolling, but that's okay, though.
That is okay. We're just Hobby Hands just joined as well. So, first of all, welcome everyone coming into the show today. Another Friday, and not a good week. I said it was not a good week last week, and it's not a good week this week. A lot of things happened this week.
So what happened? Tell us
Well,
what happened.
Well, a lot of things happened. One thing happened actually today to one of my dear friends, Mary Parker, Jamie Parker, Casey Parker, and Jackson Parker. They were
When
my
was that
neighbors.
move to Florida?
They're the people across the street from me, and love them to death. And they had a dog. They had a dog named Maggie, and Maggie and Blue were excellent friends. I got a picture of them right here. They were pretty inseparable up here. That's them right there. But unfortunately, Maggie today passed away. So it's pretty sad, and my heart goes out to the Parkers down there. But what's funny is I got home, and I did tell Blue, and since telling him, he's never in my son's room anymore. He's never. He's now under my son's desk. So animals, I just want to let you guys know, animals understand and know. So I think Blue is a little bit in mourning right now himself because, like I said, Maggie was kind of his girl, And so again, not to bring everyone down, I just want to give my heartfelt, sorry to Mary Jackson, Casey, and Jamie Parker at the loss of Maggie. Send
Never
some love
good
out
to
her
lose a
way.
family member. That's what
No,
we
it's
call
tough.
them.
It's tough. It sucks.
Dogs,
I mean,
cats, it's all a part of the family.
yeah. To me, they're kids. They really are. Especially Blue and Maggie. They're just very close. But that was.
Mary gave you a thank you, by the way, in the chat.
Oh, I didn't even. Well,
She just did. Literally just a couple seconds
I appreciate
ago.
that. And again, I'm very sorry for what happened down there. She was such a great dog, and she's one of those dogs that didn't start off well. She was a rescue, right? So she was, I think, supposed to be brought up as like a hunting dog.
Say, aren't they all like?
Well,
that's
she
where
was
the best
actually
ones come from.
She was actually brought up as a hunting dog, and she was definitely abused. They cut her loose. She was attacked by like a wild boar. She had a scar on her leg.
Geez.
Yeah, a wild boar. She got bit by a snake. So
She's tough.
she was, and Mary, saved her and gave her a wonderful life, great family, and it's a good story. It's just one of those things where you never want them to leave. You would want them always to be
for sure.
around.
We all want them to live forever, but they unfortunately don't.
No, they don't.
They die a little faster than humans.
They don't.
So unfortunately.
So we have some more people in the chat. Join. We have our AI, a resident.
Hey, I know what you're doing, by the way. Eh? You're making these people squirm.
I know what you're talking about. The Rexer Show is here.
Yeah.
Rexer Show. I'm glad you're here. What do we got here? Mary's here. Mary, thank you so much. And Michael B is here. Liliana, Lizette is here. Am I missing anyone?
JLS Gaming's wife's here. That's what I know her as.
Yes. Brad here.
On a short leash.
Sidian is here. Maurice. Scaredy Cat is here. Cam 216. And all right, so we do have a guest tonight. I know a lot of people want to know what's going on. We do have a special guest tonight. Can anyone guess who the special guest can be?
Get people to guess.
Can anyone guess who the special guest can be? Those are things in the chat. See if anyone has an idea who the special guest could be tonight.
And he doesn't look like the silhouette with the trench coat and the hat.
Let's get rid of some of that static. I'm gonna clean up the signal a little bit. There we go. Clean up that signal just a little bit. We'll give people another minute to see if anyone can guess. Jax, man, how's it going, buddy? All right, no one's guessing. That's okay. Oh, Shiloh.
Well, no, somebody said Shiloh.
It is not Shiloh. And now Shiloh was supposed to be on. Shiloh was supposed to come on. However, it's not Cool Toy. So close.
You know what? You got to get the prices right.
I have some music, but it's a little late now.
Whatever Bob from accounting.
Kathleen Kidd. That would have been almost tragic.
If she would have been on here, man, we'd be grilling her to no end. She'd probably leave in a minute.
A lot of Bob. It could have been Bob from accounting, but it is not. Okay, I'm going to make you guys stop sweating. We're in the show. Let's see who is behind door number 1. Of course, I can find
monitor number 2. How's that?
No number 2. Although I do have Blue is going to a vet visit tomorrow, and I do have to collect his number 2. So it is the Tech Buzz himself.
Tech Buzz. Well, you were called Kathleen Kennedy, Stephen, and you were called Bob from accounting and Elvis of all people. So, hey, you're in good company. Maybe not Kathleen Kennedy, good company.
No.
But,
and real quick, Bob asked, when is Shiloh announcing the collaboration? It was supposed to be tonight, but he's having some technical issues. Oh, Nolan Bushnell. I've been trying to get Nolan Bushnell. But Shadow, unfortunately, is not ready. So maybe next week we'll get him on.
If we get Nolan Bushnell on here, Glenn will so nerd out.
I will. I've been trying. I've been years. I've been talking to him on and off. I've been talking to I can't think now. EA, the original founder for EA. Trip Hawkins.
The original founder.
Trip Hawkins. Tried talking to him for a long time. But they always are busy. They're too busy for us.
Well, yeah, they're millionaires,
So Steven, okay, now here's gonna be the hard thing tonight. We have Steven and we have Steven here tonight.
And they're written the same way too. So
exactly
I'll
the
be
same.
Steven number 1 and he'll be Steven number 2.
So all I could say is
keep it clear.
all I could do is I'll say Steven or Steven A. Maybe I could do
Steven
that.
A. Yeah, that'll work too.
That'll work? Okay, so we'll do it that way.
Oh
yeah.
my.
That'll get annoying probably after a half hour or so. So it's
You think so, eh?
I don't know. Hey, good day.
Anyway, Steven, welcome.
resist.
Come on the show. Long time coming. We're what 93 episodes in, and I'm just getting you on now. Quite a while.
I know. It was supposed to be my contract to be in the first 10, but
that kind of blew that one
you
out.
see how that went. That went right out the window.
So I was
Glenn
talking
does
about
contracts. What?
Oh, he's got contracts.
Glenn has contracts.
Speaking of Trip Hawkins and EA, there was some news about EA. Not very good news.
Yeah.
About EA. What do you guys think about that?
So many people.
I feel like another South Park episode coming out about EA. So Steven, number 1.
I'm going to get a number here. 670 employees is what they laid off.
Cutting loose
This week. And I'm hoping those people are going to bounce back. I have a few friends that work there, so I don't know if they got cut, but we'll see.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't EA now thought of as like an evil organization?
They always were. When they all did those microtransactions and stuff. Okay, so check this out with EA. Back in the Xbox 360 days, there was the DLC stuff was brand new. DLC was brand new. You know what they had for DLC back in the beginning of Madden? Plays.
You had to pay for plays?
Yeah, so they would have like preset plays that they would sell you for like a $3, $5, whatever. And people were like, what the hell is this? Like they didn't add like current rosters. I'm not a big football guy, but I at least felt for these guys. You know what I mean? And that's what it was. It was just plays, and there was something else that people were laughing at them, and that's the best you got for DLC. So yeah, they're not notorious for having great PR for folks.
The early days of EA I liked, and of course I had a 3DO. I know Steven, you've got a 3DO. And Trip Hawkins was the father. And we had RJ Michael on as well, who was part of it. And I love my 3DO, and they made some great games, EA. But after that, I can't think of any games that's Electronic Arts that I purchased. Steven, number 1.
No,
Steven, okay, that's me.
Well, no,
What did you ask?
sorry.
he's
Steven.
already confused it all.
I did. I didn't say A though. I didn't say A. So Steven from
Well, it's either number
I got
1 or A. One
I
or
got
the
it.
other.
I'm going to say it the right way. Tech Buzz.
Hey,
There
there
we
you
go.
go.
There we go.
you
Tech Buzz.
That makes it better.
How do you feel about this whole situation? How are you with EA and games and so forth?
I mean, for me, EA has always just been a sports IP. If you want to go there, like I understand they did the Star Wars and everything like that, but from what I understand,
we'll get into
that's
that in a
what they
minute.
want to focus on. That's what they want to focus on, and that's what they've made most of their money. So they're doing away. I don't think it's a smart move personally, because they've made pretty good games outside of the sports games. I used to be big into sports games. Not so much anymore, because I think they're overpriced for just using them for like a year and then
Well, all they really do is update a couple of player rosters, and it's really the same game.
They
right?
changed some. Yeah, they changed some things with it, but not.
Well, wait. They changed the interface a little bit. Like
yeah, they'll
loading
either
screen.
confuse you in it, yeah, or break something that didn't need to be broken. They'll do that. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't bought EA games besides the Star Wars. I really don't.
What's
don't
the
buy
last
many
one you bought? Like
probably a Star Wars. Probably a Star Wars.
Squadron or the Battlefront games.
Both.
Both. Okay.
Yeah. I did buy Madden 23 because I got it at a pawn shop for $2.99. So that
well,
was
there you go. The price was right.
the price was right.
Now, here's the thing.
But-
You brought up, Stephen brought up, I'm sorry, Tech Buzz brought up what Steve
Mm-hmm.
and I were talking about beforehand is not only they have layoffs, but they killed off
the Mando
other
game.
IPs, including Star Wars. They killed the Star Wars games. They're not dealing
They
with
killed the Mando
Kathleen
game. There was
Kennedy.
supposed to be
Yeah,
a
they're not
Mando
dealing
game,
with it.
dude.
So what do you think about
They-
that,
they-
everyone?
Oh, don't get me going. I get this little vein in the back
I
of my
want
head
you
there
to, man. I
that's
want that
popping
vein to
right
pop.
Dude, I heard about 6 months ago. I heard the rumor that they were working on a Mando game, and I was like, "Hey, this is great." Then this week, oh, it's not great anymore. They're canceling it. I'm like, "You bastards!" Like it get us going like that because when you look at Star Wars now, Glenn and I have had long, drawn out discussions about Mandalorian is probably the only good Star Wars these days, and they go and can the one good thing. It's like it doesn't make sense, but what are you gonna do? I guess, but it's
Well, maybe another
you know.
IP will pick it up. Maybe we'll get lucky.
But the thing
and-
is,
and they'll
you
pick it
think
up.
EA said they didn't want you pay for other IPs. They want to concentrate on their own. Do you think that was the case, or they simply didn't want to deal with Star Wars, Kathleen Kennedy, the brand that's not selling product, that's not selling in the theater tickets, and the
Mhm.
games aren't really selling. They sell a little bit, but not like they used to back in the day.
No, it's their money's in the sports. I mean, wouldn't you agree, Steven? I mean,
Yeah, 100%. Like I think the best Star Wars game that I've played so far, and people might argue this, but it's the Star Wars game for the PlayStation VR 2 and also the one for the Meta VR. Like that is
is
got
that
to be
the
close to-
Vader stories or whatever it is?
Yes,
That's
or
awesome.
and I-
Vader?
Oh, I love that one.
It's got to be one of the best immersive experiences that you could get outside of being at Disney.
I was telling
Wow,
my
that's
friend the other
cool.
day, I woke up to Vader, and I'm like,
I know you start looking up. Yep. I did the same thing.
Yeah,
I would
you're
like
really
to see him
tall,
do the
man.
Mandalorian. I'd like to see him do the Mandalorian like that. I think that.
Well, that's
That's
not
where the
happening
focus-
now. Apparently.
Well, I know.
I would like to see them
That's
do
the
more
part.
of like 4, 5, and 6, and then 1, 2, and 3, like the big scenes from those films. You're now immersed in those battles. I would love.
Can they get the
that'd be really
license
cool.
though? Can they get the license for it though? That's
I have a feeling
the-
they're going to lose it soon. To be honest, back to LucasArts or film or whatever.
Well, LucasArts is dead. I
Disney.
mean, Kathleen Kennedy killed.
Well, they still
LucasArts,
have the name, right? Like the name is still.
I
in the
suppose, but they got
repertoire,
rid of
but-
everyone.
But
yeah.
is that still the case? Because I remember a few years back, EA's big sports moneymaker was not Madden; it was FIFA.
Right.
Yes,
Apparently,
huge.
FIFA was their king of the
Yep.
castle, and we all think as North Americans, we'll say, is football. But no. The Europeans and everybody on that other side of the pond buy up soccer, well, football games, their version of football,
Football.
whatever. And it's like apparently FIFA rakes in the big bucks. Like I didn't know
Well,
that until
But even like that, Steve. Though I got FIFA the other day. I got it at GameStop because they're having that big massive sale on the pre-owned stuff. I think I got it for $1.
the new one.
Whatever the last one, because they told me it was the last
Wow.
one that they ever made. Was it 22? Somebody
I don't
helped me
know.
with that. I got it for the Xbox Series X, but $1. I mean, that's the value of some of these. And I understand FIFA. They changed it, right? It's named something else now, but it's still
I don't remember.
like it's not doing the same. Anyways,
Yeah,
they
I know
just
what you're saying.
they don't hold their value, and like, how do you justify keeping employees, Glenn? I mean, how can you say I'm going to keep this many employees? Not
Well,
that I'm justifying the layoffs.
Here's my thing. These companies, when they lay off people, they're still making hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars in
Yes.
Profit.
Oh, yeah.
These people are making what, maybe 50, 60, 70,000 a year, maybe, these young kids.
Maybe
They
Yeah.
are not hurting themselves by keeping employees and still making
Mm-mm.
millions of dollars. I mean, every company does it. I get it. It's not just EA. A lot of companies, they downsize. But these companies and CEOs are making millions. And the people who got them
trust me.
there, they work themselves to the bone, their families at home. Eggs, right now, you go to eggs, it'll cost you like, $50 for eggs at the supermarket. It's hard times.
Yeah.
It's hard times.
they
These
don't care.
companies who want you to put in 90 hours a week, 100 hours a week, they want you to do that.
yeah.
They want you to be for the company. They want you to work and do everything for the company, but they will let you go without so much
drop of a
as
hat.
an afterthought. And that's a sad part. That's a sad part.
Well, I've known a few people, and I've been to the EA campus in San Francisco, where that's the main one where they have the road rash Ducati that they smashed the shit out of. They have it there in their lobby, which is pretty funny. But I have friends that have worked there, and I have one friend that he worked for the guys who did Red Alert Command and Conquer. He worked for them for years, and EA kind of imploded that studio. It was so sad. It's like, I don't know. But anyways, like I said, I don't think they're going to have the Star Wars stuff anymore, because like to bring your point, Steve, they would sell FIFA or Madden at what? How much is it in the US? 60, $75 a pop?
Yeah, it would be about $70. Yeah. Unless you get the special
$70 every
edition.
year.
Yeah.
So a
it's
Star
every year.
Wars game doesn't bring in $70 every year, but the sports games do. That's the key, right?
Right.
So every year you get an influx of cash of these people buying Madden, for the second time that same year or whatever, depending when they buy it, right? So it's like it's a cycle of money. But the Star Wars stuff, you can go a few years without seeing revenue coming in from a Star Wars game. So that's the crazy part about that industry and sports games and stuff like that.
Yeah, and Titanfall's not really doing any good. And I'm more curious, Glenn, with your son, because he's probably plays Apex Legends.
That's an EA brand, is it?
It is an EA brand, and it is free. It's a battle royale type game. If you guys are familiar with
like
Call of Duty,
Fortnite.
It's just like Fortnite. I'm wondering, is that going to cease to exist? Because that's like the number 2 battle royale that's free next to COD. I mean, COD's free too, but I mean,
what's the other one from Blizzard? Activision. What's it called?
The Fortnite.
No, from Blizzard Activision. It's there's Apex Legends, and then Activision's got their own.
No, I know who you're talking about. I can't think of it. I just
help
got
us out in the chat there. Us old guys
got it. It's a free one too.
Yeah, that's right.
What
That's
do they do?
I'm
They want you
saying
to
it.
pay
Part of that.
for different costumes, different dances, whatever, different weapons. That's where they get you.
Yeah.
My son-
Yeah.
Fortnite bucks. I must have
Overwatch.
spent like $10,000 on Fortnite bucks, and he
It's
doesn't even
Overwatch.
play it anymore. I don't think.
Oh, Overwatch. Yeah, Overwatch.
Overwatch.
That's a good game. I actually like that game. But
And so it's your battle royale thing again. That these guys make money on microtransactions and all that crap. And here they are. Well, they laid off Activision when Microsoft acquired Activision in January after Christmas. They laid off a whole bunch of people, primarily from Activision. The dead weight on the boat, as some people refer to it as.
Look at Elon Musk. He took over Twitter, and he fired 30% of the workforce. Gone.
Yeah, just like that. Yeah, so we'll see, I guess. But
because you have wasn't Crisis? Wasn't that an EA game as well?
Yeah.
Or was it Activision and brought over? But I think
Crisis was an EA game.
Okay.
The same engine used the Crytek engine, the Far Cry. From
Far Cry,
from
The
Ubisoft.
Sims. The Sims was also an EA game.
Yep.
That's right. That's kind of free to play, but you spend $1,000 on the add-ons.
Right.
Yes.
My son played that for a while. He actually made like our family, and he had my mother in it. And my mother passed away. It was funny because I could that same
In the game or in real
no,
life?
in real life.
The
My mother passed away, and
I was
like in the
gonna say,
game,
that happened.
within that week, the Sim grandmother like died, and he stopped
Oh
playing.
well,
it.
that's spooky.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah,
that's
he
weird.
stopped playing it. Little tombstone came
That's-
up in the
that's
yard, and he's
nightmare
like, "That's
fuel right
grandma,"
there.
and he just that was it.
But honestly, that's how these companies are making their money. Even Madden, you can go in there and you can buy season passes for additional
Roster
uniforms,
updates and
But
all
no,
that kind of
see,
stuff.
I
like
don't.
season pass stuff,
You guys are a bit
tournaments.
different than me. You guys are different than me. See, I won't do that. To me, that's almost like the streaming services now. I left
You don't
cable
play no
TV.
new games though.
Well, I left cable TV because that was like $130, and then you had your internet. I was like, I'm done. I got Netflix, and then of course that got broken up. Then you'd have Disney. Then you'd have HBO Max. Then you had to have Peacock. And by the time you're done, you're paying
It's
equal
as
or
much as
more.
cable.
Right. So that's like
Cable.
that's like another version of DLC. And I'm done with that stuff. I'm not paying all that stuff.
But you don't play a lot of modern games, do you?
I
Glenn?
don't. I don't. The
We
newest
don't talk about that.
console,
It's not our
the
subject.
newest
of the
console
chat.
I actually have is a 360, and that was just for Halo, Gears of War, and believe it or not, the Kinect. I kind of like the Kinect back then. But
Yeah.
But you know what? Glenn, I've been collecting even for like the modern consoles and stuff. I've actually been kicking around the idea and getting rid of everything from the 360 era on forward.
There you go.
And,
There
and,
you go.
and selling it and getting more of the Super Nintendo N64, continuing my Nintendo journey, Sega, all that stuff, because without the downloads, they shut the
It's
servers
physical
off.
media.
They're
You're
done.
done.
Even
Right.
even with physical media for these, like the Xbox Series X and One, once they shut the
It's a
servers
code
off,
on there, dude. That's all it is.
well, most of them they need a patch before you can even play them anyway. So if they shut the
Yeah.
server up, you got a
Your
$60
only
coaster
hope-
sitting right there.
The only hope is if hackers like Mystery Encoder and Team Encoder get the
Yeah.
server information and they make a server that you can go on. But what are the chances of the game that you want and the system you want doing
That's
that?
right.
Most of the
That's right.
games you buy, you guys already know, most of the games you buy now, it's just a stupid key. And
It's a
it's
key
just
on the
saying
disc. That's all it is.
you're allowed to download and play the game online. You don't own anything. And when Ubisoft's guy said that, I was like, that's the wake-up call for everyone. Just because
Yeah.
you pay for the game, it's not your game.
That you
That
don't
to
own
me
it.
is like
Just like the
no,
old days,
done.
you had physical media at least, and the damn thing was on the disc.
But
There
that's
is
why I
a
like,
ray of sunshine. There's a ray of sunshine. These guys have reverse engineered the original Xbox Live for the original Xbox, and it works.
Yeah.
And it blows my mind. It's called Insignia. Little plug for them, but they reverse engineered Xbox Live for the original Xbox that they took offline back in, I think, 2008, I believe, or 2010. And they brought it back, and people are loving it because you can go play Midtown Madness 3, Halo 2, all that stuff on a live.
how long is that
you
going
know.
to last? How long is that going to last?
I don't know. It's free, and these guys reverse engineered it, but they, you know how people are. They'll say, "Oh yeah, it'll be up forever." Meanwhile, the
Yeah.
first bill comes in, and they all lose their minds. So I don't know. I'm not sure, but it's kind of good that people take it upon themselves to at least, to make it better. At least if they're shutting these
Yeah.
services down and whatnot, right? So,
Well, what
yeah.
is it in April? Is it April that the 360 online store is shutting down? So a lot of
Oh, really?
titles aren't going to be available anymore. So that's going to cause the physical ones to go
Yep.
up in value.
Yep.
Yep.
And just like they did with the most recent one, it was a shoot 'em up. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it was kind of like a Call of Duty type game. They'll probably say it in the chat room, but I have that game. I bought it for like $2 at the pawn shop, and it's worth almost $100 now because they pulled it off a line. So what I want to do is wait until all these games start rising in price. I'm going to sell them, then go and buy the high heavy hitter Nintendo and SNES games that I need and want, like, Earthbound and stuff like that. So that way I own it. We don't run into this, because I've been sitting here looking at this stuff going, why do I keep buying this stuff when I don't own it?
Yep. That's
Yeah. Ownership stopped on the live, the original Xbox One, not the
Yeah.
original Xbox, but Xbox One and forward in 2013. That's when actual physical media meant nothing anymore. That's after that. They all did it. PlayStation pretended to make a thing going, oh, here, you can borrow the game, and that didn't last very long. So
that was insane. That was stupid.
So it's kind of like they all jumped into that same boat. I think the only people right now doing physical media is the Switch. Like, you actually get the little cartridge and you shove it in, and you don't have to download squat.
There is hope, though. There is hope, because I saw this week, there's an article where it's almost the size of, I want to say that they had two versions, but there was one the size of the GameCube disc that can hold 2,000 PlayStation games. They said physical is saved. So if they can bring that,
that'd be good. Yeah.
Well,
loading times
actually,
be a
there's
little
one
quicker
bigger than
on
that.
optical.
That wasn't even terabytes. It was something
Petabytes, probably.
Petabytes. It was an optical disc.
it was
that coming out
petabytes,
with.
right?
Yeah.
So
200.
that's after
You saw it too,
200.
right?
200.
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw the article.
It's a new media. For me, the only not the problem, but concern I have with optical media, or if it is optical media, is the loading times.
It's basically a DVD.
Loading times.
It's a DVD, 1 millimeter thick, multiple layers. So it's the same thickness and size of a DVD, but it's like 20 layers thick.
But that's why
Hopefully they
putting
make it go
on-
faster. That's all.
Well, that's why it loads into your hard drive too. That's why a lot of people say that these discs, they just have a key on it. But I think a lot of the bigger games, like your Final Fantasies and stuff, I think it goes back and forth to keep the load time down. I think it reads from your hard drive. There is a key on it, but it reads from your hard drive and spins the disc and keeps it in like a RAM,
A
so to
sync.
speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they would have to do that. I mean, could you imagine like something that
Yeah.
big of? I mean,
Oh, I
I
get
don't
it.
know.
Yeah.
that's
So
insane.
Mystery Encoder said that you need a soft modded Xbox
Yes.
to get on that. Yeah, you do. They found a new exploit a couple weeks ago on the original Xbox that you don't need a game to soft mod. You just load up this thing and it crashes the dashboard and it loads whatever you want. So
Speaking of
yeah,
that, Steve,
so
I
it's
don't know
kinda
if you've
cool.
seen this, but apparently the president of the United States is pushing to have C and C++. They want all programmers to abandon C and C++ because they can be tricked in crashing and memory errors and have exploits. So it's kind of funny you just brought that up because now he's the
Yeah.
president, our president who can't even say his own name.
You're a president that has trouble staying awake?
Yes, that guy. that very guy.
Oh,
Wasn't
look, I'm gonna have a nap
wait.
now.
I did read something about. Wasn't he driving that tractor trailer that just went off in Kentucky?
We
went
could
over
only
the
hope.
bridge?
We could only hope.
Was that? I thought I read something too early, too soon.
That is never too soon.
We shouldn't talk up here in Canada. Our prime minister is, left to be desired.
Well, I would take yours, Stephen.
Oh no, you don't. No, you
Okay,
don't.
let's
I'll
let's
take
start taking
sleeping-
bets. Let's
I'll
start
take
taking bets.
sleeping, I'll take
Sleepy
Sleeping
Joe.
Joe any day. Any day.
Well, let's switch gears here for
Oh.
a second. Let's switch gears for a second. So, Stephen,
Yeah.
I met you. You had 2 kids. Something happened, and you just had a third. How is that affecting what you're doing now? Your family, your collecting. How is that affecting everything? It's always great having another little one in the house, but tell me
Yeah,
what's going
Got
on.
a yard sale coming on this Friday. Tomorrow.
It's funny you say that. Like I was worried. I'm like, I'm going to be 45 this year. And I was sitting there and I was saying, man, I'm too old to have a newborn right now. Like one, I'm going to be teaching how to drive here in a few months. And then I have my son who's going to be a teenager. And now it's like, now I'm changing diapers. Right. And so back in October, I actually stopped buying games. I stopped buying like modern ones. Well, only because my wife was going to be out of work for 2 months. She's out until April,
Right.
and she
Maternity
doesn't get
leave.
paid for it.
Maternity leave, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So that was any money that she makes usually is like our play money. We can go do whatever. So, me being the responsible adult, doing what you're supposed to do. Right. So I put money aside and, just was like, hey, these games will be here when the time comes. So fast forward, we have the baby. And no, I mean, the first week was rough because, you're getting used to sleep. She's getting used to being, in the world. But, now everybody's in kind of like a routine. And yeah, I mean, I'm back to collecting. I'm back to playing. In fact, I showed a picture last night. And I don't know if I could show it here, but Glenn, I'll see if I can send it to you. You do what you got to do sometimes if you want to play games. And I'm going to send this to Glenn here. So bear with us, everybody here. This was kind of spare of the moment here. But you do what you got to do. I don't have any complaints. She's probably the easiest kid that we had. She only cries when she went to the bathroom in her diaper or she's hungry or
Like they should all be.
like they should. Yeah. Fortunately, she's not colicky. But Glenn, I just sent it on Facebook.
I'm pulling
for
it
you.
up. I'm pulling it up.
This is what you got to do sometimes when, like your wife has to go out grocery shopping because you got to eat and you offer to stay home with the baby. And even though you want to get on and play the games with the other kids and do stuff, this is what you do. You kind of adapt.
Way big. Let's shrink you down there, Mr. Big Head.
But I mean, honestly, that's what you do. You get on, you still play with your squad, and you make the best of it. And she'll just lay there with me or
That's good.
kind of sitting there. So
I used to do the same thing with my son. He was in a little rocker as I was playing, and he would look up at the monitor and laugh at whatever he was seeing on the screen or whatever. And then about an hour later,
Uh-oh. Am I still live? Am I frozen?
This whole stream dropped.
What happened? Steven's back.
I don't know. Oh, I'm here.
No audio though.
Yeah, your whole
It's just
stream's down,
crashed.
man.
What happened?
We're back live again on YouTube. We're back. They're saying we're back. We're back. We're back. Yeah, he's here.
I see Steven.
I
but
didn't
not
do
over
it this
here. What
time.
happened?
It was that picture.
That is weird.
Oh, the stream's still going. They said you
Oh,
just
hold
got
on.
to
Let me
pull Steve
throw.
back
I can
into
hear
that.
Steven.
Yep, he's
I
here.
don't know what
see
just
him.
happened.
I see him. He's up on the top right. We'll let Glenn get situated here. Oh, he gone. He gone.
Well, I am still here. Hopefully, people can still see me. And they're
Well,
coming
the
back.
stream
Okay.
looks well. I
Steven's
shouldn't say the
here,
stream's still up.
but hold on. Let me see if I can re-add them back here.
Yeah, well, it's delayed, so I'm watching here.
You know, the glitches. We had such a perfect start to the show. And then this happened.
So they were saying that they didn't hear you or see you on the stream, but we could hear you.
1, 2.
Okay. Well, I don't see the stream in our little on. It says we're on air in the Ninja.
I don't see Steven though. Something very strange is happening here, people.
Is he live right now?
What happened, people?
It says Glenn and Tech Buzz are good, but I don't hear Glenn.
Let's see.
Do you hear Glenn? I don't even see Glenn. All right, yeah, quit the room and come back because I don't see Glenn.
I don't know what's going on.
Let me see.
Very strange. Copy that over there.
All right, so apparently I'm live and Glenn's live, but I can't hear Glenn. So Glenn, if you can
Very
hear
strange.
me, I can't hear you. So I don't know if you need me to leave the room and come back in.
I don't know. I left and came back, and you're still the only one here.
Oh, Steven's back.
Okay.
I think we're on. I think we're
Oh,
on.
you're on, but I don't.
Testing,
I don't
1, 2,
hear
3.
Glenn. I don't see Glenn.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
But we were on. I listened to the stream, and we're live. You and I.
Yep, we're back. So instead of having the audio problems
I
at the
guess we just
beginning
gotta
of the
wait till Glenn
show,
decides to join us here to continue on. But
Yeah, because there's a huge delay, and
Yeah.
it's gonna suck a lot.
that's okay.
let me-
We have
let me-
audio
let me hit
problems at the beginning. Now we did it in the
stream.
middle of the show. We always have one
Glenn,
audio
join the
glitch.
room back again. Quit the room, come back, or something. I don't know if he could hear. Oh, there he is. He's there. He's back.
Oh, there he's back.
He's back. He
So
fixed
instead
it.
of having the
we're just
glitch at the
hey, we were
beginning of the
entertaining
show, we
people.
did it
Are
in
we-
the middle of the show.
Literally 8:35.
So
You
it's
pressed
always
the wrong
something.
button, man.
I have no idea what happened. We were fine. We were fine.
Yeah.
And then everything just glitched out. That's just weird.
That's weird. I
In
don't get
in any
it either.
case, so let's talk about something else.
What,
then.
what the hell we were talking about again?
Well,
I
we're
would
going
love
to switch it up. Since that happened, let's talk about this. What's coming up soon? We have the Retro Buzz coming back.
after.
Yes.
But did
That
it go
should be a
off the
lot of
air? Tell us this. Tell us.
We did.
fun.
We went off the air.
We went off the air. There was a lot of things that happened that caused us not with each other.
No.
We were all about it. We got tired of the way what we were covering. It just got old and stale, and it just seemed like, and I'm not trying to be negative, but it just seemed like it was going nowhere fast. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And we all just decided, like, maybe we just got to take a break. We just got to get away. And Glenn wanted to do his stuff. Doug didn't want to do anything for a while because he was in the process of having having his first child. And so it was a mutual thing. We're like, yeah, let's just take a break. I wanted to try to do some stuff on my own, which I still am, and Glenn still is, and Doug still doing videos and stuff. But so many people have emailed us about bringing the show back. We've gotten a lot of comments and people wanting the show to come back. And so, Glenn, we didn't think Doug was ever going to say, yeah, let's do it.
No, I mean, you and I, basically, we took the break.
We begged him many times.
We took the break, and Steve and I were like, let's start it up again. And Doug's just like, well, he had the baby. No, I understood. It was his first kid.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He had his first kid, and he was like, you know what, I'm doing my thing. And he also the same thing. Like Steven said
That can
before,
stress somebody out for sure.
right? We're covering certain things that we didn't want to cover anymore. We all know I sure as hell didn't want to cover it anymore. And so we just took a break, and now we felt
interest changed.
Yeah, it changed, and we all decided, you know what? I think it's time to come back. You know.
Yeah. It's time to come back, and there's a lot of stuff in the console world that I kind of, when I ran out of room for the home arcades, I still play them. I still like them. I just don't do a lot of content on them anymore. I started really diving into the retro and even modern consoles. I have over 66 consoles, complete in box. Games I've been collecting for them, and lately I was telling the guys beforehand, I'm really getting into some of these homebrews that are out there. Like This is one I just recently got.
Now, when you got that, was that from like Atari age? Like where did you get and find out about?
This one, this is a Sega. This is Sega Genesis. I have another Sega from John Hancock, and I've got one from John Riggs for the NES. But I don't know. It brings the fun back, right? Because they're remaking these games from a 30 to 40-year-old console. And to me, that's exciting. You get to do some videos on it that nobody's really seen these games, right? And I don't know. I've really been getting into this a lot lately. New excitement.
It's reinvigorated me too. Like with the ColecoVision, they made a Pac-Man for the ColecoVision that if we would have had that back in the day, it was great. And you discover a new world. It's in a sense, that's what it is. You discover a whole different avenue of something that you thought was a certain way. Then you're like, these people are making their own games. What? Or they made a better game, or they figured out tricks to make it look.
Well, that's a big thing too. I mean, when you're paid at a job, you're doing the game. You're a programmer. But these homebrews are usually labor of love. Like someone really likes this machine.
Oh yeah, they totally are.
They want to push the limit of what the machine that you think it could do and push beyond that limit.
Yes.
And that's what I like more than anything. I see some of these homebrews, and you would think it was like a AAA for the time for Sega Genesis.
Yes.
It's just amazing quality that's in there, and it's just maybe one guy or two people wrote this code.
Usually it's one person. Usually it's one person normally.
Well, not the shameless plug this, but like this one Rocket Panda, I actually backed the Kickstarter because I liked the game. This is a demo. I even had my daughter playing it, and she's like, "Dad, this is really fun."
It's only a couple weeks old. How's she playing it?
Oh no, my older daughter. I'm sorry, my older daughter. But
that's a pretty good gamer for 2 months old. Holy mackerel!
It reminded me of being a kid again, like some of the other games, but like getting a brand new game in the mail.
Right.
That
physical cartridge.
Physical cartridge that I own it and I can put it in there. And Glenn, with you coming out with this Viper product that you're doing, the board, the package, like I'm excited for that in the sense of the opportunities for homebrew and independent artists making these games. I don't know. These types of things I really Donut Dodo, right?
Love that game.
That's perfect example. I want to see more of that on these types of arcade / homebrew machines like that. I've got 50 million ways to Sunday to play a Nintendo game. Like, give me something that I don't.
Be careful about that. Nintendo's going nuts over the emulator.
Well, you know what I'm. But I play it on real hardware. I have the actual games. But my point is, like, how many times are you going to get an emulation box for Nintendo, right? Or Sega or Super Nintendo or whatever. These games that are coming out that, Glenn, you're developing the Viper board, it opens up a whole new world to get excited about this stuff. And that's what I wanted to cover. And I talked with you and Doug about, and you guys were like, yeah, let's do it. And so all the really cool stuff we just want to get into it. And I know you are going to get into an argument at some point with Doug on TurboGrafx and Sega. I know that's coming.
That's the best part.
But I think homebrew is a very interesting. It's a mixed bag too. I found that there's people that make their own game and make it really cool and make it fun and all that stuff. Then you got this other group that make their dreams come true. What if Donkey Kong
Mhm.
on the Atari 2600 was made better, or Pac-Man, and they
Yep.
go out and do it?
Yep.
That's pretty fascinating to me because they'll be like there's a guy right now in the ColecoVision making Time Pilot better than when it came out. It was slow and choppy. Now this guy's making it silky smooth, and you're
Yep.
like, holy crap,
I'm
you
going to
know.
take
And
it
they
one
think
step
that's on every
above that.
system.
One step above that is like with the 2600, it was such a primitive machine with 4 kilobytes of RAM to use. The ColecoVision at least had 16K. You know, it had a video processor, it had a main CPU. The 2600 was so primitive. And to see what they can push that machine to do, and actually just recently I posted on my Facebook group, some guy made a video cartridge. You take a movie and you put it on this cartridge, and you can watch Rocky 3. You can watch The Last Starfighter.
On the
Star Wars.
2600.
Right. Now, you got to stand
Wow.
back, maybe back there, because the pixels are so huge, but you're
It's
watching
there.
a video, a movie playing on a 1977, well, it was actually developed in like 74, machine with like 4 kilobytes of RAM. And you had to tell each pixel, you got to know where the scan line was that's drawing on the screen. You got to know everything to make this thing work. Very primitive.
yeah.
You see people doing things like that. It just blows my mind. Really does.
It's really awesome because a good friend of the channel here in our show is Electric Adventures. We've had him on the show. He made asteroids for the NES. It's called Meteor Swarm, I think it's called, or Meteor Storm. I forget. I did the box art for it and the label and all that stuff for it. It's awesome. It's asteroids for the NES. It never existed, so he went out and did it. You know what I mean? So these people are fulfilling their childhood dreams or making their own thing.
He even
or
wrote a good
whatever. It's
book.
pretty fascinating.
He wrote his own
Yeah,
book
exactly.
on programming the NES. So very smart guy.
There's
Yeah,
even a hang on a second. Want to grab this here. There's even a homebrew. I picked this up for one of the gaming conventions, Torgman for the NES, that they actually made the cartridge and had it printed. If you like a Super Mario style game, but it's based off the gaming convention out here in Columbus, Ohio. So like even simple things like this, it was still cool to get like
a physical cart,
instruction manual, and a box.
It's
like
cool.
Even John Riggs, he's got them. I want to get more of these. I want to get more independent cartridges like this and play them. I want to get. That's why I said I think down the road you're going to see that I'm going to sell a lot of the disc-based stuff that I have from the stuff that needs to be downloaded and go for like the home brews and the cartridge-based stuff and collect plastic. That's what I'm going to do.
That's exactly it. You need more microplastics in your body. You need
Plastic.
more microplastics. Absolutely.
Well, you know what's interesting with homebrew also on a fabrication technical level is you on the NES or Coleco, you can actually 3D print the shell, get PCBs from China for like a couple dollars. Yeah, exactly. So you can actually put the whole thing together yourself, burn the EEPROM, play it in the system, and you didn't even go to the store at all.
So
That
Glenn,
blows my mind.
what I'm hearing from Steven is he's going to make the Retro Buzz game. He's going to have you, me, and Doug as playable characters.
That's a great idea, Steven.
Yeah.
Program that in Coleco Basic.
And he's going to put it together on the Coleco or the NES.
The NES is harder.
And I can tell you right now, Steven,
that's what we heard.
He actually sent me for my ColecoVision. I had my Zaxxon. My ColecoVision stopped working. So Steven actually made me a Zaxxon 2. He got me the boards. He put the EEPROM on it. I downloaded and I 3D printed the shells, the European CBS shells, but I did print them. And it's kind of cool because I haven't had Zaxxon on my ColecoVision for a while. It was a great game, and I broke it somehow. I probably smashed it, probably. But in any case, to have it again, and like Steven says, to be able to do that to have a physically problem. Do it all yourself. You learn a lot, and it is getting easier. I mean, a lot of these other people are taking the difficult part of it and making it easier for people to kind of do that at this point, especially like Steven said about this new basic with ColecoVision they're coming out with.
Yeah, there's a basic made by a guy named Nano Chess. His name is Oscar. You program the game in BASIC and you compile it with his compiler, and you're popping out a Coleco game within hours.
Wow.
It's great. And then in NES, there's I think it's called NES Maker. There is a NES game engine that exists. I have it. I bought it. I tried. I was trying to make a game, and it kind of worked, and I got caught up with some other stuff, but it's awesome.
And
it's a lot easier than it used to be.
There used to be a program for the PC, the Amiga, called the Gaming Construction Set. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so you would make your own games. It was a construction set. So these have been around a while, but I think the tools are getting better.
Well, they're better, and they run on a Windows machine, so it could do more and shrink that file down and optimize code a lot better. I mean, we're this close away from an AI writing the code.
Yeah.
Well, I actually asked AI to write some code, and it did. I mean, I was surprised. I had to write commands. It didn't work.
Yep.
It didn't work, but the commands,
looked
the
right.
character sets, well, like the command sets to draw everything was right, but the actual
They're
code,
generic.
yes,
generic.
the code to actually make it work properly didn't work, but it was enough there where you could fix it. You know, if you knew just enough.
Well,
wow.
Even John Riggs, I was talking to him in Pittsburgh when we were at the convention, and John was saying, like, even for TurboGrafx games, because we were talking about like the homebrew and stuff, and he's like, oh, it's so easy to put on a Hue card. It's not, so that kind of got my wheels turning, and I'm kind of going, man, I'd love to get.
You could buy blank Hue cards with a programmer, USB thing. You plug into your computer, you put the ROM, you burn it, and you're done. That's how easy.
Dude, Steve, you need to send me some links to this stuff because I will do it. No, seriously, because I've done like the soft hacks and stuff to the Wii, so I can play it off. I'm familiar with doing some stuff. Even those mini consoles, I've hacked them to be able to play games. So when my nieces and nephews come over, they're not touching these. They're touching.
Don't.
They're just playing with the mini consoles. So I would love to do that. I'd like to make copies of my original TurboGrafx.
I'll tell you how kind of easy it is. You buy the blank HU cards, let's say.
Okay.
You buy a programmer that's USB. There's a piece of software on the PC. It's like writing to USB stick almost.
Oh my word!
I
need to do that.
And then you take it out, pop it in your TurboGrafx, and it works. Like it's that easy.
I hear a segment or a YouTube video coming up from Steven here.
No, I'll send you that. It's easier.
how to burn then I'll do a video how to burn Hue cards for the TurboGrafx. But no, seriously, these are the types of things like I want to do, because what if you didn't have that game and somebody's like, oh, I built the ROM for the TurboGrafx, and you could throw it on your own Hue card and play it on your original hardware, like
that, or you get an EverDrive, one or the other.
Well, I haven't ever.
Yeah,
one or the other. Like it almost
I
comes
need to
to
get
the
the new
same thing
one.
to some level.
The new one that supports CD images. I have the old one, but CD images,
the CD audio and stuff. Yeah.
See, mine I think does CD. In fact, I just got the newest EverDrive I got was from Stone Age Gamer, was for the Jaguar. I got the one that plays Jaguar CD games and Jaguar games. So
the new TurboGrafx one will play bin and Q files.
I have a TurboGrafx.
Yes.
If it's the new one, if you bought it within the last, I want to say 6 months to a year, it'll do the CD.
It's worth it. Just
if it's older than that, it just plays the ROMs.
You get the. I actually did it by hand. I converted the Japanese Ease 4 into English. Someone it did a great job. It was a great conversion. It's worth it. Just the EverDrive to play that.
But Glenn, on our EverDrives, mine's probably like 2 or 3 years old. I thought we could convert them.
Those will only do English and Japanese Hue cards. There is a new one. There was a new one released last year from Chris that will do the CDs as well. That's a new one. Ours won't do it.
All right, I'm gonna have to make a mental note of that.
One up too.
Check that out. But but I have EverDrives just about in all my cartridge.
They're worth it. And again, he's from the Ukraine.
Yeah,
Chris is from the Ukraine.
Oh,
he was sending pictures. His house was bombed. He moved into another spot. This guy was still making them. That guy was insane.
Yeah, it's insane.
I'm trying to look them up to send you the link. They're
Well,
basically you buy blanks and you program them, and that's the end of
I
it.
see. I want to do some stuff like that, and even on the Retro Buzz, I want to do some things like that. People were asking Glenn, will the weekly Glenn's weekly game come back with that as well? Remember, he used to do the
Game of the
weekly
week?
game of the week. That's what it was.
We can
People
recycle
were
that for a
no,
while.
I think I'm just trying to find them here. But anyways, I'll send it to you through Facebook or whatever
But that's
later
the
on.
kind of stuff, you know,
Makes it
that I'm
exciting.
into right now. Yes, I'm into that right now. I'm into. It sounds like you guys are as well. So like that's
Never left it,
exciting
Steven.
for this space.
Never left it.
The homebrews.
It's great because it's literally exciting to what the next person's going to come out with. Whether it's
Yes.
a YouTube channel, whether it's a guy
Yes.
remaking an old game, it's a mixed bag and it's pretty cool. So it's a mixed bag, but it's great. It makes it fun again. Like after a while, when you collect these old games, you reach the top of the pile, so to speak, and you're kind of done. But the homebrews for all these systems, they take it up here. That makes it even cooler again, in a sense. Yeah, I got my original cartridge of Flintstones or Mario 3 or for the NES, whatever. But when you get that homebrew that it's never been on that console ever, even in the 80s, that's great.
Real quick, I
it's a
got
lot
to
of
say
fun
this
to-
here. Biggie D's here, and he wrote, how many of you dust clean behind your arcades? If you put it in a bag, or you cover your arcade in a bag, you don't need to do that. Just saying. Just putting that out there.
Yeah.
I was kind of curious about when that was going to come up in
Know what
in
I
the show
found?
here
I can't
about-
remember the
about
guy's name,
bag.
Steven. Know what I found? I was going through some pictures. I was going to put it on tonight. I forgot. The gentleman who did the T-shirt with the bag. It was his T-shirt. He had a bag lens
Oh,
T-shirt. But I can't remember who did it.
Wasn't it one of the guys from the UK? I thought.
It could be. I just don't remember. I'll bring it on next time. I just forgot it.
Oh,
It was a Glenn's Retro Show white T-shirt with a bag on it. He goes, it's Glenn's shirt. And I
But
cannot
even
remember
like
his name.
you have below me, you have the little Retro Buzz Retromania
Yes.
clip. That's a homebrew. That's essentially a homebrew. It's
You know what?
not-
I still haven't found us in the game. I can't get far enough to find us. I never once saw us in the game.
Glenn, you just have to go into a versus where you play against, like, say, your son, but you don't play him and go into too many games arena.
In that case,
It's
I'll play
right
no
there.
one, and I'll just win for a change.
That's all you have to do. Yeah, you just go in there and it's you can see all the different people. That's crazy.
And real quick, I just want to say real quick too, because people I saw in the chat, the GRS
And it's
Boomstick,
called the Turbo Blaster, Jason.
Turbo
Sorry.
Blaster, yes, and it said April. ETA's April 20.
They're just out of stock. That's what it is. It's already out, but they ran out.
Okay, it's good.
Sold out.
So real quick, the Sinden Target Pro or the Boomstick should be in the warehouse any day. It was shipped on a boat, so I'm expecting that to be in the warehouse any day to start going out. The Viper should be on our website anytime soon for ordering that as well. The iiRcade switcher, we're still in testing on that. There were things I already discussed that I wanted fixed down there that I didn't feel was the quality I want people to have. So that we'll have more updates soon. I need them to fix a couple things on that before we get that out, but that should be soon. I think those are the big things and what people were asking about. So that's it as far as that goes. You can see in the video I've been playing all this time, the 3D printed attachment to my Build-A-Case right there. So I was telling the guys, half it's in gray so you can see the difference between the original and the 3D print. And then you can see what it looks like.
Oh,
And then I took a
nice.
magic marker to make the side black. So you can see what it looks like on that side.
There's
Makes
nothing
sense.
magic about a magic marker.
There isn't. But I'm just waiting for my team to give me a new stencil for this new shape. And once I do that, I release the files and the artwork. And then you can make your own Donkey Kong Jr., Popeye,
So
Mario Brothers.
So can I ask a question before we
Yeah.
wrap up or whatever? Can I ask one question? So when's the full size New Wave Toys arcade coming out, Glenn?
Oh, I lost audio again. Steven, you there? Hello? Steven?
I figured we'll get the
Are you back?
chat room.
Wait, what did you ask?
We were
Is
experiencing
that-
technical difficulties there.
Is that
Sorry.
going to be? Is that going to be in Cleveland this year? Is that what I heard?
God, I hope not. I'm hoping it'll be like in the next show. I'm hoping. I was really
you
hoping
guys would have it
he was on
set
today.
if those guys came out with well, we'll say an arcade one-up competition. You guys would eat that up like crazy. Everybody would just go over those guys instead of
What I think
the
people should
other
do,
guys.
honestly, I think people should go buy the 1/6 scale Build-A-Case and just put it far in the background, and you sit here and take a picture, and it looks full size. That's what you need to do.
You could. They used to do that in movies to get the scaling effect.
Absolutely,
with
and I
things,
think
you know.
Wait,
same
so what I'm hearing is Glenn is actually going to build a full scale.
Well,
arcade.
I will.
That's what he's hinting
say,
at that.
I will say that there is a manufacturer that makes full size arcades. It's the now it's falling on my brain. This perhaps just don't get old people, and especially don't drink margaritas.
I
during
could
the
just
show.
see Glenn with power tools losing fingers. I'm bleeding.
I didn't lose anything. What are you talking about? I got all my
wound.
fingers.
Oh, how did I lose
I got all
that?
my fingers.
I don't want Glenn with power tools, man.
Oh my God. Oh, American Gear Company. So there's a
Okay.
guys ever heard American Gear Company makes beautiful
Beer or gear?
gear. American Gear.
Oh,
Company.
okay. I just
They make
misunderstood you,
full-size
sorry.
arcade machines, and they have been using GRS products. They're using
Oh,
our
nice.
trackballs, our spinners, joysticks.
Oh, cool.
So if you guys do ever look up American Gear Company, they do use GRS products. So I'm hoping at some point, well,
I'll send you one.
Well, no, I don't, no. I'm trying to get rid of these suckers. I don't need any more.
Okay.
But I am hoping that we can announce more of a committed partnership where my products are in there and they'll go
Yeah.
forward. But he's been using it for quite some time. He's been very happy with it. It was unfortunate. It was, well, I don't want to go into the whole side story with another company they're working with. It just didn't work out. But that's something that's coming to fruition as well. Now, Stephen, while I have you here, I'm going to throw you under not under the bus, but ask the question: when is the Retro Buzz returning?
So what I'm thinking of is we are going into March here. We are in March. I guess today's March 1st. I'm thinking to the middle. Yeah, March Madness. That's right. The middle. I started working on the graphics. The middle to the end of March. That's what I'm. And that's not because I'm trying to. As soon as I get the information, we're going to put it out there. But that's what I'm targeting.
Soon.
And we're going to do it a Wednesday night. I belive we're going to do it at 9 o'clock. Am I
9 to
right
10.
on that?
9 to 10. We're going to try and stick to
9
an
to 10.
hour.
We're only doing an hour. We're going to do an hour. And we are going to get different people from the industry to come on, but we want to do more and more.
He cut out completely. He's
It's
gone.
His
Internet shut off at 9.
The computer's telling us we're at the top of the hour, man. What's going on?
He lost internet at 9. Maybe he has a router with that.
I'm looking.
shuts
I'm
off and
looking.
he
Hold
shut
on.
himself
Hold
off.
on.
Oh, he's
on.
back. He's back.
I don't know what's going on. Let's see if I fix it. Hold on.
You disappeared off my screen. It just went whoop. Literally at 9 on the nose. I
It
was
did.
like, wow.
It was like, it's time to kick him off. He is. And look at that. He's gone. Well, Steve, we can hear you. What would you like to say on closing, since obviously the system's saying it's time for you to go?
You know what? He's not in the windows. I don't know if they can hear him.
That is weird. I don't
It
know.
says not back in the stream yet.
Let me see if I can do this one more
Either
time.
that or it's Video Ninja that didn't pay their bill or something.
I have been, and it's just not. Here we go. There we go. Here we go.
Oh, you're good.
Hold on. Fix you. You get your
Had
center
to
again.
scoot you over. That's too late for that. Now we're 100 episodes in. Shit.
Gave him a big head. Look at this. Well, when you run your show on a 286 with 4K of RAM, this is kind of what happens.
That's what we get. Get us a sponsor, and then we'll up the
We got
production
sponsors.
value.
We got a lot of sponsors. Actually, yeah, hold on.
You got to
Hold
get
on.
him
Let
a
me see if I can pull
streaming
it up.
service, and then he'll be okay.
Let me
I
pull this
think.
up over here. So I show Steven it's here. Hold on. Boom. So here it is right here. And see if I can hit this home button here. It does. So I can zoom out.
It's the streaming setup that doesn't. It's the Video Ninja thing that
And, you know,
we're
it's got to
using.
be. It's
We're not using StreamYard or
There we
something.
go. There we go. So, you know, this. I think what's going on right
I've
now.
tried. If
I
you
think
have
I know
better
what
luck.
it is. My son, I hear him. He's playing some game. He's probably stealing all my bandwidth at this point. That must be what's happening here. Because now my camera's
You
going
got to
nuts.
get enterprise level networking stuff and throttle his butt to
But
like
that
2
would
megabits.
take
and
away
he's gonna-
from my 1980s computer switch cameras. I can't do that, Steve. It would be totally
No.
against what I do.
You lock it by MAC address. You get his MAC address off his machine and you lock him down.
Oh, there he's
That's what I
back.
do
There we go.
here.
There he's back. So anyway, we are at the top of the hour. We're at the top of the hour. So
We're out of time.
we're out of time.
It was
So
great having you on, Stephen, for sure.
it is. Steven, a tech buzz. Anything you'd like to say? Please, before everything craps out, go ahead.
Dude, it always happens.
Glenn's Restart Show. Where is it? I just saw it from Hobby Hands. Glenn's Restart Show. Restart Show. There we go. Yeah. No, I didn't say retard.
There's nothing woke about this channel.
No, not this channel. So,
It's
a Tech
least-
Buzz. It was great having you on. Steven, anything you want to say before we end the show?
Tech Buzz or me? You said Stephen about 100 times during
Well, I
the
said
show.
Tech Buzz.
You're confusing,
Tech Buzz
man.
and Steven. Steven A. Anything you have to say?
Stephen A. Okay, so basically, this will be maybe my tagline: be kind to everybody. You never know when the last day will be. That goes into Glenn's last saying too. But be kind to everybody. You never know when somebody's going to pay it forward to you, or
Right.
when you pay it forward to them, and you'll get it back down the road. You may not get it tomorrow, but you'll get it back in spades from somebody else that you never knew was in your life. So that's basically it. You can take us out, Glenn.
All right. Well, I got to make sure I reset my 1200 baud modem. You're right, Jason. I'll take care of that right away.
U.S. Robotics.
It's robotics. So I just want to say once again, as always, I really appreciate all you guys coming to chat, spending your Fridays with us. You know, you have your long, hard week at work, spend some time with us, and watch my show go down the pooper, whether it be audio
Watch us
problems or something
goofballs
else,
shoot the
all that
shit.
stuff. But at the end of the day, the show is about people, you guys who make the show what it is. We appreciate it. I do want to give again a heartfelt, just my heartfelt out thing to Mary, Jamie, Casey, and Jackson about Maggie today, and also I just want to say hi to Jen. Make sure you say hi to Jen. Make sure she's having a good day too. It's been a long work week for all of us, but just remember, this is fun and everything like that. But just remember, tomorrow is never promised. Just take a moment to tell someone you care about them before it's too late. But with that, I want to thank you all for joining. And I want to make sure I'm on the right screen here because I'm 2 screens over. My goodness. There we go. And then we can say,
Game on.
game on.